In this session, we are again going to solve a few questions based on nature of roots of quadratic equations. We know that the nature of roots of a quadratic equation is determined by the value of the discriminant. If the discriminant is equal to 0, the roots of the equation are real and equal. If the discriminant is greater than 0, the roots are real and distinct. And if the discriminant is less than 0, then the roots are imaginary. So using this idea, let us solve a few questions here. So let's take a look at this question. Find k if this equation has equal roots. Also find the roots in each case. So what is the quadratic equation that is given to us? The quadratic equation that is given to us is, so the quadratic equation given to us is 3x square plus kx plus 2 equal to 0. We know that if we want to have equal roots, for equal roots, we know the condition is b square minus 4ac should be equal to 0. Now we can compare the given equation with the standard form and we can say that a is equal to 3, the value of b is k and the constant is 2. Therefore, substituting these values, I get k square minus 4 into 3 into 2 is equal to 0, which means k square minus 24 is equal to 0. Or k square is therefore equal to 24, which means k is equal to square root of 24, or k is equal to plus or minus 2 root 6. And therefore, for this equation to have equal roots, the value of k should be equal to plus or minus 2 root 6. Now they have also said find the roots in each case. So let me first take, let k be equal to plus 2 root 6, and then I will suppose I will have to take the second case where k is equal to minus 2 root 6. Let's assume that k is equal to plus 2 root 6. So the equation becomes 3x square plus 2 root 6x plus 2 equal to 0. And now I can use the quadratic equation. So x is equal to minus b, that's minus 2 root 6, plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac is 0, divided by 2a. So 2 into 3 is 6. And plus or minus 0, plus or minus square root of 0 is 0. So both the roots are minus 2 root 6 by 6 and minus 2 root 6 by 6, which is equal to minus root 6 by 3 and minus root 6 by 3. So these are the two roots of the given quadratic equation. This is assuming that the value of k is positive 2 root 6. Now the value of k could also be negative 2 root 6. So in that case the equation becomes 3x square negative 2 root 6x plus 2 is equal to 0. Again using the quadratic equation, we get x equals minus b, that's minus of minus 2 root 6, plus or minus under root of b square minus 4ac is 0, divided by 2a. So that becomes 2 root 6 by 6 and 2 and 6 cancels. Therefore, both the roots are equal to root 6 by 3 and root 6 by 3. So we conclude that this particular equation will have equal roots when k is equal to plus or minus 2 root 6. If k is equal to plus 2 root 6, then the roots are minus root 6 by 3 in both cases, like they are equal roots. And if k is equal to minus 2 root 6, then the roots are root 6 by 3 and root 6 by 3. Again the roots are real and equal. So this is how I can solve this particular question. I would like to pause for a minute before moving on to the next one. Moving on to the next question. Find m so that this particular equation has equal roots. So equal roots means the roots are real and equal, right? So discriminant has to be equal to 0. Discriminant equal to 0 means b square minus 4ac should be equal to 0, right? So one important thing that we need to understand is if they mention equal roots, it means that the roots have to be real, right? Imaginary roots cannot be equal. So the given quadratic equation is 4 plus m bracket x square plus m plus 1 bracket x plus 1 equals 0. Comparing this with the standard form, we get a is 4 plus m, b is m plus 1, and the value of c is 1. That's the constant. So c is also 1. And we want the discriminant to be equal to 0. So b square minus 4ac should be equal to 0. Now b is m plus 1. So m plus 1 the whole square minus 4 into 4 plus m times 1 should be equal to 0. Now if I expand a plus b the whole square, it becomes a square plus 2ab plus b square minus 4 into 4 plus m is equal to 0, which means m square plus 2m plus 1 minus 16 minus 4m equals 0. So this implies, now what I can do is, I can combine the like terms on the left hand side. So it becomes m square minus 2m minus 15 is equal to 0. So now I can use the method of factorization to factorize this. The two numbers should have a product of minus 15 and the sum should be minus 2. So the two numbers are obviously minus 5 and positive 3. So let's split it. It is m square minus 5m plus 3m minus 15 is equal to 0, which means m into m minus 5 plus 3 into m minus 5 is equal to 0, which means m minus 5 into m plus 3 is equal to 0. So if product of these two terms is 0, then either m minus 5 is 0 or m plus 3 is 0, which implies m is either 5 or negative 3. And hence the value of m is either positive 5 or negative 3. The only thing that I would like to check is none of these values of m should make the coefficient of x square 0, because if the coefficient of x square becomes 0, this wouldn't be a quadratic equation anymore. And I noticed that when m is equal to 5, this equation would become 9m square plus 9x square plus 6x plus 1. And if m is equal to minus 3, it becomes x square minus 2x plus 1. So you will notice that they are remaining quadratic equations, and therefore the valid values for m are positive 5 and negative 3. So let me again pause for a minute. I can quickly check whether my answer is right or not. Let me substitute m as 5. So when I substitute m as 5, let's see what happens. When m is 5, this becomes 9x square plus 6x plus 1 equal to 0. So yes, this is a quadratic equation. And if m is equal to minus 3, then x square negative 2x plus 1 equal to 0. And this is also a quadratic equation. So the result definitely matches. So I'm going to pause for a minute before I move on to the next question. Moving on to the next question. So let's take a look at this question. For what values of k would the quadratic equation x square minus 4x plus k have distinct roots? Now distinct roots, they are not mentioned whether the distinct roots would be real or whether they would be imaginary, right? So we will have to take both cases. We want the roots to be distinct, which means that the roots should not be equal. The roots of the given quadratic equation, should not be equal, and therefore I can say that b square minus 4ac should not be equal to 0, because if b square minus 4ac is 0, then the roots would be real and equal. Now comparing the given quadratic equation with the standard form, a is the coefficient of x square, which is 1, b is the coefficient of x, which is minus 4, and c is the constant term. So c is equal to k. So let us now substitute these values. So negative 4 the whole square minus 4 into 1 into k should not be equal to 0. Negative 4 the whole square is 16. So 16 minus 4k should not be equal to 0, which means 4k should not be equal to 16, transposing the 4k to the other side. And this implies k should not be equal to 16 upon 4, which means k should not be equal to 4. So as long as k is not equal to 4, the roots will not be equal, or the roots would be distinct. Now of course in this case, k can either be greater than 4 or k can be less than 4. So if k is greater than 4, then you might have one set of roots, that is maybe real roots or imaginary roots. And if k is less than 4, then you will have the other types of roots. Let me just explain it in more detail. What I'm trying to say is, let's take a k. Let's first find the discriminant of this, right? So what is the discriminant of this particular equation? The discriminant is 16 minus 4k, right? Now if k is greater than 4, then discriminant will be less than 0, right? If you pick any value greater than 4 for k, then 16 minus 4k will be less than 0, which means that the roots would be imaginary and they would be distinct. Whereas if k is less than 4, then 16 minus 4k will be greater than 0, that is the discriminant will be greater than 0. So the roots would be real and distinct, right? They have asked me to find when are the roots distinct. So in both these cases roots are distinct, and that means the only condition is that k should not be equal to 4, because if k becomes equal to 4, then the discriminant is 16 minus 4k, which will become 0. And because the discriminant becomes 0, the roots would be real and equal, right? So as long as k is not equal to 4, the roots are going to be distinct. This is the idea that was used in this particular question. So let me again pause for a few seconds before I move on to the next one. Moving on to the next question. So let's take a look at the next question now. Find the value of k for which this equation has equal roots. Now, if a quadratic equation has equal roots, I know that the only possibility is real and equal roots. So I know that the discriminant has to be 0, right? So this is going to be an important justification. So comparing the given equation with the standard form, we get A is the coefficient of x square, which is k plus 4, B is the coefficient of x, which is k plus 1, and C is the constant, which is equal to 1. I know that the discriminant is b square minus 4ac, so which is equal to k plus 1 the whole square minus 4 into a into c, right? Sorry, a should be k plus 4. Yeah. So this is k plus 1 the whole square minus 4 times k plus 4. Let's expand. This becomes k square plus 2k plus 1 minus 4k minus 16, which equals k square minus 2k minus 50, right? And we want this discriminant to be equal to 0. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to equate k square minus 2k minus 15, which is the discriminant. This discriminant should be equal to 0. The justification is we want real and equal roots, right? Now, though they have mentioned only equal roots can exist only if roots are real, because if the roots are imaginary, they are going to be distinct roots. Again, factorizing this, I get k minus 5 into k plus 3 is equal to 0, which implies k is either 5 or k is equal to minus 3, right? And therefore, these are the valid values for k for which this equation has equal roots. So now what I can do is, in the first case, I can substitute. So in case 1, though they have not asked me for the roots, I just wish to show you what happens to the equations. So in case 1, let's consider k is equal to 5. So if k is equal to 5, then I get 9x square plus 6x plus 1 equal to 0. So this is the equation that gets formed. And suppose k is equal to minus 3, then I get minus 3 plus 4 is plus 1. So x square minus 2x plus 1 equals 0. These are the two equations and both of them have equal roots. So the value of k that we have got still keeps the equations quadratic, which is why both the values are equally possible. Right? So again, the concepts used here were, for equal roots, discriminant has to be equal to 0, and we just have to make sure that the values of k that we get still maintains these equations as quadratic equations, and the coefficient of x squared does not become 0. So again, pausing for a minute. Moving on to the next question. Consider this question. Find the value of k for which this equation has equal roots. So again, this is the equation that we have. So let's note down the equations, and of course, let us also find the values of a, b and c. So the equation that I have is k minus 12 times x square plus 2 times k minus 12x plus 2 is equal to 0. A is the coefficient of x square, so A is equal to k minus 12. B is the coefficient of x, so it is 2 times k minus 12. And C is the constant, which is equal to 2. I know that for equal roots, b square minus 4ac is equal to 0. So b square, b here is 2 times k minus 12. So 2 times k minus 12 the whole square minus 4 times a times c is equal to 0. So 2 square becomes 4 and k minus 12 the whole square becomes k minus 12 the whole square minus 4 2s are 8. So 8 times k minus 12 is equal to 0. Is anything common in these two terms? 4 and 8. From 4 and 8, 4 is common. K minus 12 the whole square and k minus 12 is common. And now let us see what is left inside. 4 came out. From k minus 12 the whole square, k minus 12 came out. So 1 k minus 12 was left inside. Minus from 8, 4 has come out. So 1, 2 is left inside. And k minus 12 has been factored out. So this becomes equal to 0. This means 4 into k minus 12 into k minus 14 is equal to 0. And therefore, what I can say is either one of these two terms has to be 0. So therefore, either k minus 12 is 0 or k minus 14 is equal to 0, which means k is either equal to 12 or k is equal to 14. So now let's check what happens to the equation in case of k equal to 12 and k equal to 14. Of course, we have got two values for k. We just want to check if the quadratic equation is still maintained. So let's take k equal to 12. So if you now substitute, you get 12 minus 12 times x square plus 2 into 12 minus 12 times x plus 2 equal to 0. You will notice that 12 minus 12 cancels out the x square part, which means this is not a quadratic equation anymore. Rather, you will notice that even the x part goes away and 2 becomes equal to 0, which is not true. Therefore, if I substitute k as 12 in this equation, the coefficient of x square is vanishing. The coefficient of x is also vanishing, which means k equals 12 cannot be a valid answer to the given situation or the given equation. Now let's check what happens when k is equal to 14. So k equal to 14 would make the equation 14 minus 12 is 2, so it becomes 2x square. 14 minus 12 is 2, 2 2s are 4, so it becomes plus 4x plus 2 equal to 0, or in other words, x square plus 2x plus 1 is 0, dividing everything by 2. And yes, this remains a quadratic equation. Therefore, k equals 14 is one valid answer. So what I wish to show you in this example is, there were two values of k that we got, 12 and 14. That was a result of the quadratic equation. Also, please notice that instead of opening up the brackets in this step, right, instead of opening up the brackets, I decided that factorization was very useful. So I took 4 out as common and k minus 12 as common. That made my task simpler and I was able to get both the values of k. Then I just checked if each value of k made this or maintained this equation as a quadratic equation. I noticed that k equal to 12 did not. That is why I rejected that particular value of k. And k equals 14 is the only acceptable answer in this particular question. So I'll just pause for a minute so that you can take a look at this complete solution, the different ideas that were used, and then I can proceed. Moving on to the next question. Let's read through this question. If minus 4 is a root of this given quadratic equation, so let us note down what is given. It is given that minus 4 is a root of the quadratic equation x square plus px minus 4 equals 0. This is given to us. And the quadratic equation x square plus px plus k equal to 0 has real roots. This is also given to me. By the way, when they say real roots, what can I conclude? Real roots means the roots could be either real and equal or real and distinct. But it means that the discriminant has to be greater than or equal to 0, right? Real roots means that the discriminant is greater than or equal to 0. Okay, what is the discriminant of this quadratic equation? Here a is equal to 1, b is equal to p, that's the coefficient of x, and c is equal to k, that's the constant. So the discriminant in this case is p square minus 4 into 1 into k, and this has to be greater than or equal to 0. By the way, I don't know the value of p. Now let's take a look at this condition. It's given that minus 4 is a root of this given quadratic equation. Now if minus 4 is a valid root, then if I substitute x as minus 4, this equation holds true. So minus 4 is a root of the given equation, is a root of the given quadratic equation, Hence, I can say that x equals minus 4 satisfies the given quadratic equation, right? Which means I can substitute x as minus 4. So minus 4 the whole square plus p into minus 4 is equal to 0. So 16 minus 4p minus 4 is equal to 0, which means 12 equals 4p, and therefore p is equal to 3, right? The value of p is 3. And now I can find the discriminant. I know that the value of p is 3. So 3 square minus 4k has to be greater than or equal to 0, which means 9 minus 4k has to be greater than or equal to 0. Shifting the 4k to the other side, 9 has to be greater than or equal to 4k, which means 9 by 4 is greater than or equal to k, right? The 4 in multiplication goes down to division, and hence the value of k should be less than or equal to 9 by 4. So I can say that the value of k for which x square plus px plus k equal to 0 has real roots is given by k is less than or equal to 9 upon 4. This is the value of k. So what I did here was I used the concept that if I know one root of the equation, I can substitute the value of the variable to get the value of p. And then if I know the value of p, then I was able to use delta greater than or equal to 0 for the given quadratic equation because it had real roots, right? So these were the two concepts that were used in this particular question. Let me again pause for a minute so that you can take a look at the solution. Moving on to the next question. Find the value of k if these quadratic equations have equal roots. So let's take the first equation now. Okay. The first equation is 3k plus 1. So the first equation is 3k plus 1 times x square. By the way, these two are two different questions. Okay. So 3k plus 1 times x square plus 2 times k plus 1 into x plus k equal to 0. So comparing this with the standard form, a is equal to 3k plus 1. The value of b is 2 times k plus 1 and the value of c is equal to k. Now we want these equations to have equal roots. So for equal roots, I can say that b square minus 4ac should be equal to 0. So what is the value of b? b is 2 times k plus 1, the whole square, minus 4 times a, which is 3k plus 1, times c is equal to 0. So 2 square is 4, so 4 times k plus 1 the whole square, minus 4k times 3k plus 1 is therefore equal to 0. I can take 4 out as common, so it becomes 4 times k plus 1 the whole square minus k into 3k plus 1 is equal to 0. So I can take the 4 down for division to the other side. So 0 by 4 becomes 0. So this is k plus 1 the whole square minus 3k square minus k is equal to 0. Opening up the brackets here, I get k square plus 2k plus 1 minus 3k square minus k is equal to 0. K square minus 3k square is minus 2k square. 2k minus k is plus k plus 1 equals 0. So now this is again a quadratic equation in k, which I can definitely solve. You are free to use any method that you want. Eventually you will get minus 2k times k minus 1 is equal to 0, right? And therefore solving these you will get k is either equal to minus half or the value of k is equal to 1. Now again I just want to check whether these values of k make sense. The reason why I say that is in one of the previous problems we saw that the equation was not a quadratic equation for one value of k, but it looks like if I substitute k as either minus half or 1, in both cases it still remains a quadratic equation. So these two are the valid answers. So let me just show you what happens to the quadratic equations. One case is when case 1 is when k equals minus half. So if k is minus half, this equation becomes 3 into minus half is minus 3 by 2 plus 1 is minus half. So I get minus half x square. K is minus half, so 2 into half becomes 1. So that's plus x. And then again I have a minus half equals 0. This is the equation when k is equal to minus half. And case 2 is when k is equal to 1. So when k is equal to 1, this becomes 4x square plus 4x plus 1 equals 0, right? So both these equations will have real and equal roots, and this is how we find the value of k. So let me again pause for a minute before I move on to the next question. Just take a look at all the techniques that are used in solving such problems. Moving on to the next question. So again we have to find the value of k for which this given quadratic equation has equal roots. Again let's find the values of a, b and c. So a is 1, a is the coefficient of x square which is positive 1, b is the coefficient of x which is negative 2 times 5 plus 2k, and the value of c is 3 times 7 plus 10k, right? Now we want equal roots. So for a quadratic equation, to have equal roots, I know that the discriminant, which is b square minus 4ac, should be equal to 0. So if discriminant b square minus 4ac is equal to 0, I can now substitute values of a, b and c. b is negative 2 times 5 plus 2k. This is the value of b. So this is b square minus 4 times a times c, which is 3 times 7 plus 10k is equal to 0. Now negative 2 the whole square is 4, and this is 5 plus 2k the whole square minus 4 3s are 12 times 7 plus 10k is equal to 0. Again I can take 4 out as common, or rather I would divide the whole equation by 4. So it becomes 5 plus 2k the whole square minus 3 times 7 plus 10k, and 0 divided by 4 is 0. So what has happened is this 12 got divided by 4 and it became 3, and this 4 got divided by 4 and it became 1. So let's now continue the evaluation. This is of the form a plus b the whole square, which is going to be a square plus 2 times a times b plus b the whole square minus 3 7s are 21, and 3 into 10k is minus 30k is equal to 0. So this becomes 25 plus 2 5s are 10, 10 2s are 20, 20k plus 2k the whole square becomes 4k square minus 21 minus 30k is equal to 0. So this becomes 4k square, 20k minus 30k becomes minus 10k, and 25 minus 21 becomes plus 4 equals 0. Dividing throughout by 2, you get 2k square minus 5k plus 2 equals 0. And now again this is a quadratic equation which can be factorized as follows. So if you factorize this equation, you will get this particular form, and therefore I can say that k is equal to half or k is equal to 2. Now we just have to be sure that this still remains a quadratic equation. You will notice that the coefficient of x square is 1. It does not depend on k, and that's why both these values are valid values for the given quadratic equation. So x equals half or x equals k, or k equals half or k equals 2 are the valid values of k for which this particular equation will have real and equal roots. So again pausing for a minute before I move on. Moving on to the next question. So we conclude our session over here. Let's again summarize what we have done so far. if I have a quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, then if the discriminant is less than 0, I know that the roots are imaginary, right? And if the discriminant is greater than 0, I know that the roots are real and distinct. And of course, if the discriminant is equal to 0, I know that the roots are real and equal, right? If somebody says that the roots are distinct when the discriminant is not equal to 0. The discriminant can be less than 0 or more than 0. And when somebody says that the nature of the roots is real, it means that the discriminant is greater than or equal to 0. Right? They have not mentioned whether the roots are real and equal or real and distinct. Just real roots means discriminant is greater than or equal to 0. So with this we conclude today's session, and in the next session we will solve some more questions based on nature of roots.